In the last few days on this channel, I have been showing up and talking about the great lock-in. That was, I think, a couple of days ago, and then I talked about the great lockout, and yesterday also I talked about the accountability architecture. I'm going to drop those links here just in case you want to go check them out. I highly suggest you do. If you are a success-minded individual, you want to take accountability of your actions, you have some ambitions, you have some desires, you want to make it big, and you take your time seriously, that's who you are, then today's video is for you. All those videos I'm posting here, they all are for you, and this channel is for you. I show up here every day at this point. We talk about success, personal development, we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about psychology, and other things. And the primary driver for this channel um, are questions and interactions that I have with people. And everything is every video is a metaphor. That's how I show up here every day. And I speak like this without any filters, without any big production, without any camera angles, none of that stuff. It's my car. Here I am, and my iPhone, which is recording, it's mounted on the dashboard, and that's all there is to this. And I want to have a sincere and an honest conversation with you. If you want to be participating, to begin with, by listening in, that's the step number one. Uh, and listening in into good conversation, honest, sincere, and as I said, uh, no filter conversation, then this is a good starting point. And if you like this conversation, you found value in this, then you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Okay. I want to continue what we talked in the last few days, and I want to highlight one thing, that consistency is bigger than intensity. Any day I would choose consistency over intensity. From my personal experiences over the years doing many different things, intensity is a trap. So I've seen many people, I know you might have seen, and you yourself might have felt this also, which is we start out with some, like, really strong on anything that we want to do. We get excited, we're strong, and then along the way we burn out, and chances are, either we quit or we end up quitting. You might have experienced this in whatever you might have gone through in your life. I have done that. I've climbed mountains, and the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of starting that hike or starting that climb is so crucial, because that's the first hour is when people quit, and that's when they burn out. They give everything they have, they want to get ahead and all, and they want to keep a pace, then they give up, they're gone. Consistency compounds. So you come out of the trap of intensity, and then you make small little steps, but you make consistent steps. So let's take this 1% rule. You might have heard this. I have spoken about this on this channel. 1% a day improvement. At the end of 365 days, you have improved by 37 times. As I'm recording this video, and I published this video tonight, today is September 12th, the Friday of 2025. I'm going to be publishing this video in just about maybe 20 minutes. And there are exactly 111 days to the end of this year. And if assuming that you show up consistently for the next 111 days, then you have improved yourself by 3 times. At a time when people are waiting for December 31st, January 1st to start, they have resolutions and all that, they're waiting for that start point. You have now effectively grown by 3 times. And once you get to January 1st, of course, you'll have some data to go off, and then you probably are off to a better start than anybody else. So that was the great lock-in, and that was the great lockout. Lockout is cut down everything that's happening around you. Just intensely focus on getting a few things done. I was speaking on the lockout video, and the lock-in was the great lock-in, which is a September month, which has 120 days leading into the new year. And you use the 120 days as much as possible as a long sprint to get whatever things you thought you should have gotten done in this year, but you haven't yet started, and the 8 months have gone by. So you got to use this 4 months to lock yourself in. I would take consistency any day over motivation, because consistency means there is discipline, and discipline any day over motivation. Motivation is temporary. It hikes up, kind of boosts your dopamine when you listen to somebody who is speaking the exact things that you want to feel good about hearing. And once you hear that, you feel good, and all that is great. But then discipline over motivation any day. You have big goals, and that you haven't yet started. Then you take a big goal, you chunk it down. People talk about this, big goals, and then I take that down to smaller goals and all that. But the key here is that the first initial few steps. So every big goal has small little steps from where everything starts, and those steps have to be identified. Those steps have to be committed to. So you commit to a sequence of steps. That's all you have to do, and then momentum comes in, and then you will have some gains along the way, and then there is some data, and the data acts as reinforcement, and then your confidence levels go up, and now you are moving. So those initial steps are very, very important in this. Beautiful sun is setting in the back. Incredible. Look at that view. I'm just looking that in my screen here. Oh, wonderful, beautiful. Okay. And when the light is coming from behind, I don't know, you can see me or not. It doesn't matter. Just you can listen to this. Okay. You are the main character. You are the main individual. So in the script that you are playing, you're playing a role, but in that script, you are the hero. Whatever script you are playing, at home, at work, in your business, in the society, wherever, you are the hero. You are the central figure. You need to be leveling up your game. There is nobody else who has to level up your game. So if you have to level up your game, that means, you got to make some commitments. Again, this whole video is about that you make the small little commitments and get going. If you don't consider yourself as the main character, if you don't look at everything as a script, as an independent script, and you are the main character. So you can't say that I'm the main character at home, but I'm not a main character at work. Then that creates a different level of reasoning in the mind, unconscious reasoning in the mind, and that I have seen is the reason why many people either give up or fail. So you take ownership at home, take ownership everywhere, and make yourself as the owner of whatever you're doing. That's the point. You're not the main character who takes the credit, but you are the main character who is accountable, responsible. And that mindset has to move across every area of life. Okay. If you show up consistently, certainly consistency builds confidence. We know that. But if you show up consistently, it's not about how good, how bad you are. For example, I'm showing up on this channel since May 19th of this year every day. Not every day is the best content. Not every day I'm in my zone. Not every day I have thought through what I'm going to say. But I'm showing up. And that's the measure there. So if I show up every day, then there's only one thing that happens. There's one thing I benefit from this personally, nothing else I'm taking from this, that my self-respect goes up. So, I earn the self-respect through showing up, at least in my mind. It's a very deep, statement. If you really, listen to this, why don't you show up and earn that self-respect? And when you do that, your confidence goes up because you're consistent. Okay. Now, as you're doing all this, and let's assume that you do follow this video, you do all the steps, and you commit to those 111 days of personal transformation. You say, I'm going to do all my projects, I'm going to pick one project, I'm going to go through till the end. But then all these things, only the chances of all these things happening, or whatever you have, all this process happening, and all the goals that you have set for yourself happening, and you showing up 3 times better than who you are today at the end of this year, starting of the new year, all this will happen if you take some time for yourself and recharge. So my message to everyone, all my clients, anybody who I interact with, whether it's one-off consultation or in my coaching or in my mentoring programs, my seminars and workshops, one consistent message to all of them is at least about 30 minutes in the morning, maybe 30 minutes in the evening. You take time for yourself, whether it's reading, dancing, singing, or whatever activity that speaks to your soul, that you with you in that zone. If you don't do that, then all these things may still happen. I'm not saying these things won't happen. People tell me, oh, I do all these things, I never take time for myself. Great, you are amazing. But models show, when you look at data from people, the model is based on what's the probability of something happening and consistently happening. And if you look at this as a model, it shows that people who take time off and focus on themselves and take time to recharge themselves usually have better success rate, or at least better chances of accomplishing whatever they want to accomplish, as compared to those people who say that no, I don't take time off and I don't do. So that means, again, it defeats the first point of this whole video, which was the trap of intensity. So at some point you're losing the idea and you're becoming intense, and that's the risk. Everything else below that is going to fall off. Okay, I'm going to stop here. It's gone way beyond, and it's also dark and the sun is setting. I hope you like this video. If you do, do me a favor, press that like button so I can reach some more people. If you subscribe to this channel, then I'm in front of you every day. And then, above all, if you leave a comment, then that way you and I can interact. Okay, that's all for now. Wherever you are, you be safe, and I'll be with you as early as tomorrow. Okay, bye now.